All right. I wanted to start off just by kind of recapping the Super Saturday that we just had. Katie, since you weren't able to be there, I know I posted a little bit about the announcements that we heard, but I'm going to recap that real quick. So, the two new Shakeology flavors that are now available, they were available as of Monday this week, are vegan vanilla and vegan cafe latte. That's really great for those people who, can't have milk or, dairy because all the other non-vegan Shakeology flavors have milk in it. It also takes out the whey protein and just uses like the pea protein, and there's like a couple others, but they're veggie based proteins instead. So it's a really good option, and it's kind of nice to have, now four vegan flavors. I was trying to see, it looks like they put together some triple combo, like the packets for vegan now. That's nice. It gives a little bit more variety there. They also added two additional ingredients to all of the Shakeology formulas. Um, I'm trying to remember what they were called now. One was like matcha, and I forget what the other one was. So I don't know exactly what they do. I didn't get a chance to look into that yet, but I'm sure it's good stuff. If they're adding additional superfoods, I don't see that would be a bad thing. Um, so if you haven't posted yet about the new flavors and the new ingredients, definitely that's something that you can put on your like pages. The other thing that we learned about, oh, thank you, Carrie. Good job. The other thing that we learned about was the two new programs that are coming out. The one that's coming out in May is by what's his name? He's the guy that does the Brazilian butt lifts on Beachbody On Demand. I can't think of his name. I don't know, but he's putting out a program that's very, very beginner. Like I know it was kind of funny because they showed the preview and we all kind of thought it was like an April Fool's joke, to be honest, because it was so corny. And I just kept thinking, this is like Richard Simmons, like. But it's that niche market. There are going to be people that just, they aren't in any sort of cardiovascular shape whatsoever, and it's a good option for them to start with. The other cool thing about it is that there is a kids component, and I'm not sure how this is all going to roll out exactly, but so it's going to help get families involved as well. So, and that's called UV2. UV2, I think, yeah. So that's coming out in May on Beachbody On Demand. There will also be a challenge pack. The other one that I'm a lot more excited about is coming out. It's being launched at Summit in July. And actually, we just got the schedules for the activities at Summit, and there is going to be a Shift Shop workout option. So I might be doing that one, but I'm torn because I was going to do Quarter Force, so now I don't know. But Josh is coming along, so I might send him to Shift Shop and I'll do Quarter Force. But it looks really cool. It's definitely more of like an intermediate to an advanced program, but it's focused on agility, which is basically training you to move at a quick pace from point A to point B through like jumping and lunges and all sorts of things. But it looked really interesting, and it was a brand new super trainer, which we were all kind of shocked because we thought it was going to be the girl who won the 20s, and actually it was a totally new trainer that we didn't even know was coming, named Chris Downing, and he's pretty hot. So it's just another, additional eye candy to look at as you're working out. Um, but it looks really interesting. So that one's coming in July. So those are really the major announcements that we had. All very exciting stuff. Now, the topic that I wanted to touch on tonight was I watched this training earlier in the week, and I've been talking to another coach who's in Team Commit Fitness, Amber Lindsay. You probably have seen her name in that group pretty frequently. She's a complete rock star. Like, she hits Success Club 10 every single month. And she started this new, process of doing things that has enabled her to hit Success Club 10 in the first week of every month. So she doesn't have to worry about trying to get there. So Bobby and I have decided to try to adopt this method. So it's kind of a combination of what Amber is doing as well as what I watched in this other training. So it's something that I wanted to share with you guys as an option that you could certainly try. I don't know how well it's going to work yet because we haven't done it, but I think it's very logical, and I think it's going to simplify things a lot as far as the inviting process. So I'm really excited to share this with you. So I'm going to share my screen and kind of walk you through what this is going to entail. All right, so the first thing that we are adding to our process is something called Google Streak. So if you have a Gmail email, you just you're going to go to your Gmail, and then you would download the Streak feature. So let me move this down so I can see what I'm doing here. What that does is it brings up this feature here where you can actually create like a pipeline. So on the left-hand side here, like when you're in your Gmail, then you'll start to see this pipeline option. And that's where I am right now. I've clicked on the sales/CRM. And it's just a way to track your business as you take people through the process. So right now I have a few people listed as prospects. And as they move through the process, you can move them to the next step. And I'm going to explain what all these steps are in a second. But first I want to show you how you would go about doing that. So I'm going to use my friend Jess, and I click right into her. And it's nice because it gives you the ability to add comments. So I was getting really bogged down with all of the paper tracking. Although that was good, I felt like I have a binder that's like this thick now full of that stuff, and it's just getting overwhelming for me to like remember to look back and contact people that said no at some point. I feel like this is going to really simplify all of that and put it all in one place saved on the computer, so I can easily go back and I can actually search for who have I not talked to in the last so many days. But it also had this nice feature here to add any sort of comments. So if you had a conversation with someone and they were interested in a particular challenge pack, but they just weren't ready to buy it yet, you could add that here in the comments so you remember later on when you go back to talk to them which one they were interested in. It's also a really great place to write down, as you're talking to people, what is their why? Why do they want to get fit? Why do they want to eat better? So you have that to go back to as well. And any other notes or personal things about them, maybe you want to put in there like, what's their occupation, who's in their family, just things that will remind you of who they are when you go back to talk to them later. So the other thing is when you're on the screen, so if they're originally a prospect and now you've moved them to the next step, you just click on the drop down and move them to the next step. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the screen again. All right, so let me explain what all of these tabs are and the process that we're going to be putting into place. So this prospect contact is basically I'm putting people in here that have either responded to like a Facebook ad that I put on for an upcoming challenge group, or that I've actually like personally invited. to a challenge group. So that's who's going in this first category. Now, if they comment on the post and say, I'm interested in doing this, then I move them into the next category. Or if they respond back to a message and they say they're interested in knowing more, they move to the next category. Okay, it's very possible and likely that you're going to have people that are going to move right from this prospect contact all the way to no, not right now. And that's okay. But it's a really good way to track all those people so that later on you can click on this and you can see a whole list of everyone that said no, not right now. And you can go back and revisit it later. All right. So once you've had interest confirmed, here's what we are doing. We are starting an event on Sunday night, and it's going to be an event that lasts for 2 weeks. And during those 2 weeks, we're going to be posting in there what our next challenge group is going to be about and what it's going to entail. So we're doing a challenge group called May Your Bathing Suit Fit for Summer for May. And we're going to kind of explain what that is going to entail. And then in the group, there's another thing you can do with Google. It's called Google Forms. And you can actually create a really cool application on there where you can write in whatever the questions are. You can pick like multiple choice answers. You can pick, check all boxes that apply. You can have them write a paragraph. It's a really neat feature, and I'll have to show you guys that at some point too. But so we're creating this form, and then we're going to post it in the event. The awesome thing about this form is that if they, at the end of the event, decide they're interested and they want to do this and they fill out the form, they literally are going to pick a flavor of Shakeology they would like to try or they're interested in, the program that they would like to try, or the all access. They're going to tell us a little bit about what their goals are. There's also a question on the form that says, have you ever considered being a coach? There's one that talks about the discount option. So it's kind of giving them all the information, and based on whatever they select and they hit submit, we get an email then sent to us from that form that shows what their responses were. So at that point, they're going to be moved to the form sent category. Right? Now, what we're going to do at that point then is on the form, it's required for them to put in their email address. So at that point, we're going to send them an email saying, hey, we got your application. While I'm looking over this, I'm going to send you a short video kind of explaining a little bit more detail what this group is going to be about and how you can join. So you send them that, and then so they get moved to this category, video sent. And then a day or two later, you follow up with an additional email saying, do you have any other questions, or, would you like to join the group? And if they say yes, then I don't know if you guys have looked at the Coach mobile sign up, but if you just, I'm trying to think, how did I find that? It's not an app, but if you put in your browser on your phone or on your computer, Coach Mobile, it comes right to a screen where you log in using your Beachbody information. And then you literally put the person's name and email and then what challenge pack they want to buy. And it sends them an email with a link that goes right to checkout. And I think that's such a cool thing, because I can't tell you how many times I would send people, a link from the Beachbody Links app, and they get in there and they mess something up because they don't know what they're doing. And, I had one where the person ordered and somehow my name was no longer attached to it because she created or she signed in with a weird account, or I don't know. So it's going to eliminate that problem altogether of someone accidentally selecting the wrong challenge pack or something, or the wrong flavor. It wasn't what they wanted. It's just going to take them right to the sign up link. And of course, that's going to depend on, if they said they're interested in being a discount coach, then you're going to send them the link that also, has their information in there to be a coach. But it's just going to simplify the process a lot for them and make it easier for people to sign up. So obviously, if they have said they're ready to move forward, you're going to send them that link. And again, if at that point you send them the link, but then they never actually go through with it, you would move them to the no, not right now. So that's what we're going to experiment with for our May challenge group and see how that goes. I'm definitely really excited to use this tracking system, if anything, because the paper thing is just starting to drive me crazy. And, it works for a while, but then I run out of the sheets and then I forget to print more. And then I just don't do my power hours because I don't have my tracking sheets printed out. So this is going to eliminate that excuse because it's all right here. And it's so easy to log into this and just make whatever, adjustments I need to make as I'm doing my power hour. So that being said, I'm going to open this up to some questions. So let me unmute you guys here. How do I unmute? There we go. Okay. Does that all kind of make sense? Do you have any questions on what I just covered? Either of you?
I don't have a Google account.
Okay. Well, it's really easy to set up a Gmail. You just would have to create an email through Gmail.
Okay. And then once I do that, can I just reach out to you and you can walk me through that again?
Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah, and there's some tutorials and things. Actually, they sent me an email too, saying that I could join this workshop to learn how to use it. But I was just kind of playing around with it to figure out how to use it. But it's actually pretty simple.
Okay.
Any other questions?
How did you get the stream thing again? I have a Gmail. I've never seen the stream though.
Okay. So what I did is I just Googled Google Streak and it brought me to a screen that said download Google Streak.
Oh, okay.
So I just clicked on that and then it automatically added it to my Gmail from there. So that's all you have to do. Now I did the free version for the time being because I don't really need an extra expense right now, but they do have other, a professional version, and then there was an executive version or something. But this is the free version that I showed you guys, and I think it's adequate for what we're trying to do. So you definitely don't need to pay for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would encourage you guys to give that a shot, see if that particular system would work for you. Like I said, I don't know how this is going to pan out, but I'm really excited about it, and I feel like it's going to simplify things a lot and just make the inviting process easier, because I feel like I haven't figured out how to invite people and do the forming in a really effective way through Facebook Messenger. So this is kind of a new twist on that. So I'm interested to see how this works.
I'm not related to that.
Okay, that's all right.
Ever run across, say you friended somebody on Facebook, right? But it's the husband and wife name. So it's Matt and Stephanie, not in their last name. How do you figure out who it is? Is it both of them without coming out and saying, oh yeah, I friended you, but I don't know who you are. Oh, weird. I don't know if you're the husband or the wife or you're both. I'm in because they want to do Beachbody, but I don't know who they are.
Sure. That's a good question. I had a girl on Instagram that I messaged, and her name was like her business name, so I wasn't really sure like what to call her when I sent her a message. So I just kind of made like a joke out of it, and I was like, "Hey, like your page is really interesting. Thanks for liking my page or following my page." Um, and then I asked her like a question, and I was like, "No, I'm not really sure what I should call you." And I just kind of laughed, and it worked out because then she, laughed it off and sent me a message back, and she said, "This is my name," and that was my business name, and it was fine. Um, so I probably just say something like, I'm not sure if you are, Mr. or Mrs., use their names, and then, who am I actually speaking to? Are you both interested? I'm just trying to, make sure I'm directing it conversation towards the right person.
Okay.
I think they'll be offended. I'm sure they get that a lot for, people that they don't know very well, maybe. But that's what I would do. Well,
Thank you.
so, all right. Well, that's what I have for you guys tonight. Definitely give that a try. And if you have any questions or need help getting your Google Streak set up, just shoot me a message and I will help you out.
Thank you.
All right,
Good
guys.
night.
Good
Yeah.
night.